Hello and welcome to Program Insight in V News English. Dear viewers, in the month of May, the whole world witnessed one of the most intensive air battle between Pakistan and India. In today's special conversation, we are going to share details that how many Indian fighter jets were shot down and what were the details. They were of which particular model, whether they were Rafale, MiGs or Mirage, or these all details we are going to share for first time. So to discuss this all, and in today's conversation, we are joined by Dr. Syed Muhammad Ali. Dr. Syed Muhammad Ali, Senior Strategic Affairs Analyst, keeps a very strong eye on international affairs, strategic matters, air power combat, and related developments. Dr. Syed Muhammad Ali, a very warm welcome to this special edition of Program Insight in V News English. I would like you to share the details of all those aircrafts which were destroyed during this one of the biggest air battle between Pakistan and India.
Mr. Mateen, Haider, thank you so much for inviting me on your very popular show. And I think this particular episode of your program is perhaps going to be the most watched around the world because we are going to share exclusive details regarding the recent, very dangerous and intense air war between two nuclear armed neighbors, India and Pakistan. And its exclusive details regarding the aircraft which were involved, which were shot down. Number two, how they were shot down, which weapons were used to launch them, which aircraft were used to launch them, which weapon was used to hit them, and where did they crash? And most importantly, what is the current status and fate of their pilots? Are they alive? Are they stable? Are they critical? Or have they lost their lives? And if they are alive and being treated, exactly where are they being treated? What is their military rank, number, name, and all the details of those aircraft pilots? So this is the first time that this exclusive information is being shared before the world on your program. Let's begin by the first part. Which aircraft were shot down? As we already know, almost 114 aircraft engaged in a very intense, very fast paced, long range air combat in the middle of the night on 6th and 7th May 2025 across, central and north regions of Pakistan-India border and Kashmir. So, as people already know, that 6 Indian fighter aircraft were shot down. But what we are going to disclose for the first time is their nature, type, how they were shot down, and where they were shot down. So let me share the details of those ill-fated aircraft. The first aircraft was Mirage 2000, which is a high-tech, modern, French-made fighter bomber aircraft, also made by the same company which makes Rafale. And let me share with my viewers that Mirage 2000s were used 6 years ago, also by Indian Air Force in their attempted strike on Palakot. This Mirage 2000 was shot down after being hit by a long-range Chinese-made PL-15 air-to-air missile, which was launched from a J-10C fighter of Pakistan Air Force. And it crashed after being shot down in Pampore. Secondly, the second aircraft which was shot down during this intense air combat was a MiG-29, which is made by the famous Russian Mikoyan MiG company. And you know MiG-29s were inducted by India almost 4 decades ago in response to Pakistan's acquisition of F-16s. So it's also an advanced aircraft armed with BVR missiles. And the most significant part of this MiG-29 kill is that it is the first successful BVR kill achieved by JF-17 Thunder aircraft, which is the pride of Pakistan, manufactured in Kamra with Chinese assistance. And this JF-17 fighter aircraft hit this MiG-29 with the help of a PL-15 long-range missile, which indicates that in all probability, this was also the most advanced version of JF-17 Block 3 aircraft, because the Block 3 version of JF-17 has an AESA radar and a very long-range ability to scan, track, and lock aircraft much further than the previous two models of JF-17. This MiG-29 crashed inside the Indian airspace at the location of Ramban. Let me come to the third aircraft. The third aircraft was a Sukhoi 30 MKI. I stands for India, and popularly the Air Force jargon is Su-30, but the complete name is Sukhoi 30 MKI, which is the premier air superiority fighter of Russian Air Force as well, let me tell you. And it is the backbone of Indian Air Force. India has one of the largest fleets, perhaps, yes, the single largest fleet of Su-30 MKI outside Russia itself. And it is in the class and category of the air superiority fighters of America, like F-15E and similar aircraft like IAF, European fighter aircraft. So it's also their top of the line aircraft. So this Su-30 MKI was also hit by a PL-15 long-range air-to-air missile launched from a J-10C Pakistan Air Force fighter jet. And it crashed at the location of Akhnur. That is the third aircraft which became a victim of Pakistan Air Force. The fourth aircraft, which was destroyed by Pakistan Air Force in this long-range air-to-air battle, was Rafale. And this 4.5 generation most advanced European fighter, the premier fighter of French Air Force and French Navy, also deploys it on their nuclear-powered aircraft carrier Charles de Gaulle. Let me share with you. And you know very well that besides the 36 Rafales that Indian Air Force already flies, India has recently signed a deal to buy 26 additional Rafale fighter bombers to equip Indian Navy on board its aircraft carrier as well. So this fourth aircraft was a Rafale, very high-tech fighter aircraft, which was shot down with the help of another PL-15 long-range air-to-air missile launched from another J-10C fighter of Pakistan Air Force. The crash location after being shot down of this Rafale is Bhatinda. The fifth aircraft of Indian Air Force, which was shot down by Pakistan Air Force in this air war, was again the second Rafale, and it was also a victim of another long-range air-to-air missile PL-15 launched from J-10C fighter aircraft of Pakistan Air Force. And the crash location, which was verified by our sources, was in Indian Punjab, north of Bhatinda. This was the second Rafale and the fifth aircraft overall, which became victim of another PL-15 kill by another J-10C aircraft. And the sixth and last fighter aircraft, which Indian Air Force lost, was the third Rafale aircraft, which was also a victim of another PL-15 long-range air-to-air missile launched from another J-10C fighter aircraft flown by Pakistan Air Force. And this aircraft is also the third Rafale and the sixth fighter aircraft which was shot down by Pakistan Air Force. So in total, to summarize this information, this includes 3 Rafales, 1 Sukhoi 30 MKI, 1 Mirage 2000, and 1 MiG-29, which were shot down. And it seems that out of these 6 aircraft, 5 were shot down by J-10C fighter aircraft, and 1 was shot down by JF-17 Block 3 aircraft of Pakistan Air Force, which makes it perhaps the first kill in a long-range air-to-air battle by JF-17 Block 3 in any international combat. Now let's come to the more interesting and exclusive details about the fate and current status of the pilots who were flying these 6 aircraft, which were shot down by Pakistan during this intense air battle in May 2025. Let me begin by sharing the first details of the first pilot. The pilot who was flying the Mirage 2000 was an Indian Air Force wing commander, and his name was Umana Kutam, Wing Commander Umana Kutam. His Indian military service number is 30384. And he has survived the air crash after being shot down, but his situation is critical. And he's currently being treated at 92 Base Hospital in Srinagar as we speak. The pilot of the second fighter aircraft, which was shot down, MiG-29, was an Indian Air Force squadron leader. His name is Squadron Leader Keshav Yadev. Squadron Leader Keshav Yadev. And his military service number is 32394. Unfortunately, he was held at the command hospital Udhampur, but he could not survive and died on May 22nd, 2025. The third fighter which was shot down was the Su-30 MKI over Akhnur. Its pilot's name is Mr. Lalit Garg, and he's a wing commander, which is equal to Lieutenant Colonel in Army. So Wing Commander Lalit Garg was flying the Su-30 MKI, which was shot down over Akhnur. His military service number is 29690. And he also survived the ejection, and he's being treated at the 170 military hospital located in Akhnur in stable condition, which means that his ejection was successful. The pilot flying the fourth aircraft, which is Rafale, which was shot down over Bhatinda, was flown by another wing commander, Arun Panwar. Wing Commander Arun Panwar. And his military service number is 30 217. He was initially held at 174 military hospital in Bhatinda. But once his situation became critical, he has been shifted to Chandi Mandir Command Hospital for more serious treatment due to his critical condition. The fifth fighter, which was shot down by Pakistan Air Force, was flown by another wing commander of Indian Air Force, Wing Commander Manish. Wing Commander Manish's service number is 27976. 27976. And his ejection after being shot down was also successful. And he's being held and treated also at Chandi Mandir Command Hospital in stable condition. And the sixth aircraft, the Indian Air Force fighter, and the third Rafale, which was shot down, was flown by squadron leader Sunil. And squadron leader Sunil's military service number is 32091. 32091. He also had a successful ejection after losing his aircraft, and he's also being treated at 92 Base Hospital in Srinagar, and his condition is currently stable. Now, in order to summarize this very important exclusive details of the world's most intense and large long-range air battle between India and Pakistan, there are three things which are clear. That according to sources, the claims made by Pakistan that India lost 6 of its premier fighter aircraft, including 3 Rafales, Mirage 2000, 1 MiG-29, and 1 Su-30 MKI. More details have come out. In contrast, India has not yet released the details from its sources to the contrary. That these 4 specific details, the names of the pilots, the ranks of the pilots, the seniority of these pilots, the location where they were shot down, the weapon with which they were shot down, the aircraft with which they were shot down, and the current status where their ejection was successful or not, and whether they have survived or not, provides compelling evidence that this information is indeed credible and has been released after due verification at the ground, at the medical service, within the service records, within location, talking to local people, eyewitness account, and verification of the wreckage, and verification from the military service records as well. So to summarize, India lost 6 fighter aircraft, 3 Rafales, 1 Su-30 MKI, 1 Mirage 2000, and 1 MiG-29. And 1 fighter pilot died, lost his life as a consequence of this air combat, who was flying MiG-29. Thankfully, the Indian fighter pilots who were flying the other 5 aircraft, the 3 Rafales and the 2 other aircraft, including the Su-30 MKI and Mirage 2000, have survived. However, 1 Rafale and 1 Mirage 2000 pilot's condition is critical, whereas the condition of 3 Indian fighter pilots who flew Rafale, Su-30 MKI, and another Rafale is stable. So these are some of the most exclusive details, which I'm sure is going to be of immense interest to the world media, to strategic analysts, to defense experts, to further verify and ascertain the facts based on exclusive information related to this very intense, uh, historic, long range air battle between Indian and Pakistan Air Force in the middle of the night in the summer month of May 2025. And thank you for inviting me, Mateen sir.
Thank you so much, Senior Strategic Affairs Analyst Dr. Syed Muhammad Ali Saab, who made a record, first time shared one of the most important strategic information regarding the type and nature of the aircrafts belong to Indian Air Force, and also the status of the pilots who have been flying these all aircrafts, whether they are survived, and if they have survived, what is their current condition. And as per information shared by Dr. Syed Muhammad Ali Saab, one of the aircraft pilot has died. This is one of the most credible strategic information, first time being emerged and being shared by Dr. Syed Muhammad Ali Saab, the details of the pilots, their service numbers, and their ranks as well, the ranks of the pilots as well, in exact condition in which hospital they are under treatment. If you permit, may I ask another question related to this air combat? What lesson learned from this air combat? And in future, since you have close eyes on Pakistan Air Force, particularly lesson learned by Pakistan Air Force in future, there will be more modernization.
Thank you. I think it's a very profound question. We can discuss this in a whole program. But as I was listening to your Chinese professor yesterday, I'll just briefly say that this air combat in the middle of the night, uh, in the month of May between India and Pakistan, has changed air warfare for all times to come, not just for Pakistan and India, but for the whole world. How air power is planned, acquired, employed, what are the strategies, what are the tactics, how different elements of aerospace power. Let me share with you. Pakistan Air Force is no longer an air force. It is an aerospace power, and it used its dominance not just in the electromagnetic spectrum, cyber spectrum, space spectrum, information spectrum, data link, not just relying only on the bravery and skill of its pilots, but also the immaculate plan and brilliant hard training of its pilots. So that's all which makes Pakistan Air Force a symbol of pride for the nation and an element of deterrent and a factor of stability in this region.
Thank you so much indeed. And I will repeat this. The Pakistan Air Force's symbol of stability in the region, and it has definitely made the Pakistani nation proud. Thank you so much once again. Despite your very, very busy schedule, you appeared in our program. And dear viewers, the information and analysis made by Dr. Syed Muhammad Ali Saab, I hope it will be, of course, a great learning for scholars, defense analysts, strategic analysts, students, international affairs experts, and everyone around the world. And till our next program, goodbye and Khuda Hafiz.